So Quentin Grimes, couple of things on Julius Randle. This is from our guy Ian Begley. It says Grimes was asked on Friday about Julius Randle playing hurt during the playoffs. Randle underwent arthroscopic surgery, as we know, returned from an ankle injury to play against the Cavs, re-aggravated against the Heat, and immediately got the surgery after the series. So there was a lot of talk back and forth between, the Randle supporters, the Randle detractors. Give him a break. He's on a bum ankle. No, we're not going to give him a break. He flopped in the playoffs again. So Grimes was asked about that, and his comment was that it just really shows you that nobody should be questioning his toughness, how much he wants it, how much he cares about the team, how much he cares about winning. I think there's a certain narrative around him, which I think is total BS. It's a family show. It's total BS, honestly. He cares a lot about this team. He does everything he can possibly do to make sure his body is right and to make sure he's in the best shape possible to make sure that he can give it his all. So that's my dog. It just shows you how much he wants to win. So that was Quentin Grimes' comment. Now, in terms of Grimes' comment, some fans thought, well, he's supposed to say that. That's what he's supposed to say. That's a cookie cutter answer. It's your typical PR response. That's what most fans were thinking there. I didn't think it that way. I thought this was a genuine response by Grimes. Some guys would kind of just keep it high level, say what they need to say, and get rid of the question. But I thought Grimes was sincere in terms of coming to bat for Julius. But I also don't think that, at least from my perspective, in terms of talking to you guys out there, engaging with you guys on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, so on and so forth, I never thought that the narrative about Julius was that he's not tough or that he doesn't care. I never thought that. I think Randle cares a great deal. Every season when he comes into camp, you've never had to say, well, he looks out of shape, he looks slow, he looks this. He always looks fantastic when he comes into camp because he puts in the work. He's a very hard worker. Meta World Peace came on this show, talked about Julius Randle and his work ethic. I just heard an interview with Tom Crean, the former coach at Indiana, as well as he coached Anthony Edwards at Auburn. He even said, look, Julius Randle works hard, man. He talked about stories about Randle wanting to work out with Kobe, with LeBron and D Wade when they were out in LA one time. So Randle works hard. That's not the narrative. I think the narrative around Julius is, can he step up in a big spot? Is he a big time player? He's one of the guys. He's one of the big three. Can he deliver for you with a big time performance when it counts? And that's still left to be determined. But yes, he works hard. If he didn't work hard, he would never be an all-star because I don't believe he's a guy that can just rely on natural talent. He puts in the work. To make it to 2 all-star games and make it to 2 all-NBAs, you're putting in work, man. You're putting in work. There's no doubt about it. And this team, the 2 years that they made the playoffs with Randle here, he was a tremendous piece to making it. So I understand the detractors and the people that say, well, he hasn't delivered in a big spot because I've been one of those people. But you can't turn around and say that he doesn't work hard because that's just not true. That's just not true. Now, how he channels his energy is a different thing because the passion is great and the intensity with which he brings to the game is great. But we've also seen where that it as much as it helps him get into things, it also takes him out of things. And that's been a detriment to not just himself, but the team. This is why this season you saw him meditating with the medical trainer. I don't know this guy's name. He's no longer with the team. He didn't sign his next contract with the team, but he's no longer there. But every game you saw Julius getting into that mental, if you want to call it meditation, you want to call it mindfulness, whatever the case may be. So he understood there was an issue there. The team understood there was an issue there. That's the second issue. First issue is can he deliver in a big moment, in a big spot, and really help his team? Second issue is mentally, is he still with the team in pivotal spots? You see Brunson, man. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low, he doesn't get rattled. That's why Brunson is so key to being the leader of this team. But for Julius, that's the thing. Can he channel it for good? So those are the two things. That the narrative was never, to me, was never about does he care or is he working hard or does he want to be out there. I never saw that. Because I see a guy that does care, but it's can he channel his energy the right way? Does he have the mental toughness to get through high pressure situations? Can he make good decisions under duress in high pressure situations? I think that's left to be seen, and that's just an honest critique. So that was Grimes' take on Julius. Now, Grimes also spoke on JJ Redick because, as we know, he did meet with JJ Redick over the offseason and spent 2 days in the Hamptons with JJ Redick. So Grimes has been all over the place. He was in the Hamptons with JJ Redick last month. He went to Houston to go work out with his trainer, and now he's in Vegas. So Grimes is putting in the work. He's all over the map, hoping and trying to get better. He says it was time well spent, probably the best 2 days I've had all summer in terms of playing with JJ Redick. He talks about JJ Redick's resume. He said he got a real good workout with him, picking his brain on how to come off of pick and rolls, down screens, pin downs, floppy action. Really just try to make as much as I can from him, take as much as I can from him and incorporate it into the upcoming season. Excellent. Excellent news, man. Excellent news. And as Quentin Grimes says, he's trying to make more plays off of the dribble. He says he's just been getting a lot more comfortable with the ball in my hands in the offseason, making plays for myself and my teammates, making more plays off the dribble, shooting off the dribble, taking my defense up to another notch. I guard the best player almost every night, really just trying to be more consistent, try to be in the best shape possible. So that's great, man. You got to love it. You got to love it. Speaking of work ethic, speaking of somebody who cares, Quentin Grimes, trying to get better. He's in the gym with JJ Redick, one of the best movement shooters in a minute. And that's a great tutor for Quentin Grimes, man. That's absolutely a great tutor for Quentin Grimes. So, great thing. Great news to hear that Grimes is trying to take his game up another notch and become a much more well-rounded player in year 3